Heart Talk. I'm Yvette and I'm here with my friend Moira.
Hello.
And we have an opinion on most things and we like to share them, don't we?
We do.
Yeah, we do.
All things.
But before we get started, please like or subscribe. That would be great. Now, today I wanted to talk about, do you believe in angels? Now, I say this because I saw one. And I had an encounter with what I believe was an earth angel. But I'll tell you about my first story.
So how did you know it was an angel?
Right, okay, well if you'd let me tell the story, you'd probably get a few clues, wouldn't you? Right, so I'm not very well, okay, I knew I wasn't very well, and I hadn't been very well for a long time. Anyway, so one afternoon, sunny afternoon, I remember saying, I'm going to go to bed, just have a lie down, I don't feel very good. That's not something I ever do, I'm not one of those people that has naps like Auntie Beryl who's 92. I don't have naps, no, never have had. I'm the woman that had a cesarean and was putting the bins out within 48 hours. But that I digress, I still haven't got over that. Anyway, so there I am, so I put my head down and I'm thinking, oh God, I hope I'm all right. And when I looked to the foot of the bed, in front of me, and it looked like it was just water shimmering, like you'd see a waterfall. And you know when you can look through a waterfall, that's the best way to describe it. But it was shaped like a human being. It must have been about 10 foot and it was shimmering. It was absolutely beautiful. But I remember thinking that can't be right, so I blinked, looked again, it's still there, looked again, and I thought, you are beautiful. And then it moved around the bed to the side of me, and remember this is about 10 foot, and then I said, look, in my head I was thinking, you are beautiful but you're scaring me now and I'd like you to leave. And with that it went.
How long ago was this?
This was quite a few years ago, because then I was taken to hospital and they...
Was that for alcohol-induced reasons?
Do you know what? Do you know what it was
just asking
for?
the question.
I'm just asking for a friend.
Angels at the bottom of your
But
bed.
you came to visit me in Marylebone, don't you remember? And you said I looked so ill that you didn't recognise me.
That was quite a long time ago.
Yes, all right.
Maybe it was me, I was the angel visiting you.
No, it wasn't you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because there was no insults thrown at me. So that's when I saw it. And then another time, I was on a train and I had some terrible news that my father had died, and I was filming that day, and I had to get on a train and go to my family home up north and be with my mum and my brother and my sister-in-law, because we just found out. And a man who looked just like my dad stood up, came over and said, I hope, as the train went into the station, he said, I hope that you'll be all right and things get better for you. And he moved, he got off the platform, he was the first to get off the train. And he looked like my dad. I chased him and I looked on the platform and he was not there. It was an empty platform. That's what I think that definitely two angels. What about you?
I've never seen an angel, but I do believe in them. I do believe that somebody is looking over me. I think sometimes they go on holiday and therefore they're not doing a particularly good job. I know. But I've seen orbs.
Right.
And for those people that don't know about orbs, they look like when sometimes when you close your eyes and you open it again, you can sort of see little white dots around. Mm-hmm. But that's completely different to this. These look like little dots, but they're static, but then they move around, and it's completely different.
When have you seen those then?
Many years ago, and funnily enough, I hadn't been very well either, and I was in bed recuperating, and all of a sudden I opened my eyes and I could see these little white lights dancing around, and I just thought my eyes were just reassessing themselves to reopening my eyes. I closed them again, opened again, and they were very prominent in front of me, and I kept looking at them, and I was mesmerised, and I felt very calm. It was a really odd feeling. If you've not gone through it, you probably think, oh God, what's she talking about? I wasn't high, and I'd not been drinking, and I didn't want them to leave me. But I knew if eventually I would have to blink and they would go away. Anyway, I blinked again, and then I opened my eyes, they were still there, which I was quite grateful for.
Right.
And then again, I closed my eyes and they left me. And I actually remember speaking to you, and you said they're orbs, and I didn't even know what orbs were at that time. And you said you've seen orbs, yeah. So I do believe that there is a higher power of some description. And that's because I'm not one of these people who think because I can't see something, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's like people who don't believe in UFOs. Mm-hmm. Well, if we're here on this planet, why would we be that arrogant to think that there are not other people on other planets or of some description. So I kind of go by that being. I mean, I've got quite a few experiences that I could share, and I'm sure that our viewers have probably got quite a few experiences that they could share.
Now, I tell you what I've heard. I've heard voices. No, gave up alcohol 10 years ago. But I have to say, I was sitting at a desk once, and this voice told me, I know this is going to sound very bizarre, to take my... I had a certain amount of time to go to court with a case, and I decided not to go, and this voice said very loudly, you have to go to court. But it was like a voice outside talking, and I wasn't, and I've had a few occasions where I've had advice, where I've actually heard the advice very clearly. And I'm finishing and I'm wrapping up. I have so much more to say on this subject. I really do, but
We'll have to come back to it then.
We'll have to come back to
this one.
But if you have got anything that you'd like to share with us about angels, that you believe, the afterlife or anything like that, please put them in the comments below. So anyway, we're going to wrap this up, and we shall come back to you with a different subject. But for now, thanks for being with us. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. But I think something follows you, because you remember when you stayed at my house, Liam you said to me, is there anything in this house? And there had been several steps or things that had happened over a period of years. And then I asked you that, and you said, we think there's something in that bedroom.